It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Flying down from Nova Scotia today.
This nation was founded by men of many nations and backgrounds.
I have a dream that all men are created equal.
Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have a liftoff.
What's up, Doom Nation? You are listening to the Two Doom Men podcast, and as always, it's Skaggs and your captain, and our good buddy Shayne. What's going on?
Hi.
Chilling.
And, what do we got? Yeah, what do we got
Chilling.
going on today?
We got an interesting topic to talk about today. Something that really you Shayne, we're like went down the rabbit hole and we're interested in. But I mean, in general, it was a really interesting topic, and that is Astroworld, right? And,
yes.
The whole disaster tragedy that occurred at Astroworld at Travis Scott, right?
Mm-hmm.
His
So it
concert.
was a music festival. So it was Astro Fest.
Sorry,
No, you're fine. Just so
I'm an old man now. I'm not
Yeah,
hip to the times.
just to
yeah.
let you
Travis
know that
Scott
there
could
was
probably
other
walk past me.
acts there as well, but Travis was like the closer.
Okay, right. I figured Astro World was like a huge music festival, kind of like Bamboozle, which I went to way back in
That was
the
his
day.
like album. I watched
Yeah.
like a documentary on him like forever ago.
Astro World?
Yeah,
Astro,
literally
what is
he
it called
had
again?
Astro World.
Okay,
That's
Astro
his
World.
like new whatever.
Gotcha.
That's how much I don't pay attention to.
So
Travis
just to
Scott outside of
start,
this.
I'll give a personal experience story here. I went to Bamboozle, right? What was it called? Bamboozle? A long time ago. And it was outdoors. And it was a huge concert with a bajillion people.
Mm-hmm.
And I could kind of understand how it could be so easy for a crowd to just go crazy and people get trampled and die from being in a massive
Mhm.
mosh pit like crowd, especially when it's like young kids who are dumb. They don't know what they're doing. Because Cap, we went to Metallica, if you remember correctly.
Yeah.
And me and you, we
Yes.
chopped it up in the mosh
Best
pit.
day ever.
Yeah, and I got launched off my feet by people in the mosh pit, and they picked me right up and just kept moving. That's like
that's the big difference is I feel is the genre of
Yes.
music. From what I've noticed when it comes to any kind of rock, those people understand pit etiquette, whereas that's the word I'm going to use for it. Versus because I've been to Warped Tour, I've been to many concerts where I'm like at the barricade. I've literally crowd surfed and been dropped. Like, and
Oh,
people
no.
will always pick you up. I lost a shoe and they helped me find the shoe at the end of the show. Yes, I lasted half a concert with one shoe,
All
but
right.
they helped me find it. Something like this, people couldn't even find a place to stand, let alone
Yeah,
find
they
the
were
shoe.
being squished to death.
yeah. So what exactly happened here? Because I told you I was gonna like try and not get into the conspiracy minded stuff. I don't know if you did, Cap.
Oh no, I'm only here for the conspiracy part of this.
No. I don't mean that I don't want to get into it. I want to get into it. I just want to
Yeah.
coming in on a blank slate. Like I don't.
Okay.
I
That's
don't really
fine.
know much.
Well, I'm
always know-
coming in.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
I'm coming in on a blank slate from your perspective. Like, I don't know anything about this other than the conspiracy aspect
Yeah.
to it. Because, dude, Travis Scott could walk into this room right now, and I can meet him tomorrow morning and be like, "Oh, that's who we were talking about last night."
Yeah.
Couldn't tell you who he is.
Yep, me too. When this happened, I told Sam, I was like, Travis Scott, that's Kylie Jenner's guy, right? I
Knew more than
wasn't
me.
sure for a minute. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's like the only reason
Yeah.
why I even know who he is. Yeah.
Like I know one song and the fact that he's Kylie Jenner's baby daddy. Like that's,
Right, that's his
as
claim to fame.
much as I know. And then I found all this stuff out.
Yeah. So,
All
so
right,
what
well.
happened? Like,
All right,
give us
so-
the lowdown.
Essentially, it's Astrofest, giant music festival, other acts. Essentially, long story short, bunch of people jumped the fence ran through security, like broke down gates, and that was also part of the problem. Essentially, once his set started, there was so many people, and there was like a countdown clock. As soon as it hit 10 seconds, everybody rushed to get closer to the stage. And with the amount of people there that was there, everybody's squished up against each other. Nobody could breathe. Nobody can move. The minute one person falls, it becomes a domino effect and everybody starts falling on top.
Right.
And based on stuff I was reading, people that were like, yeah, I fell. I was like face to face with one person, and then there was people underneath them. Like it was just becoming like layers and layers of people on top of each other. Everybody's squishing together. Nobody could breathe. People are passing out due to lack of oxygen because their chests cannot expand enough for them to breathe because they're literally so squished on top of each other.
So basically the most horrifying possible way you could.
Yeah. You basically are suffocating. You're
Well,
getting...
remember Battle of the
That's
Bastards?
exactly. I'm right now having like
it's literally that.
Yeah. I'll never forget the first time I watched Battle of the Bastards. I was literally
I was losing oxygen.
Yeah, so was I, man. I still have flashbacks. I was in the battle myself.
It's essentially Jon Snow trying to get through the giant pile of bodies.
Right.
But these are all like 20-somethings, teenagers,
stupid children,
all of that.
They weren't there to avenge their dead family's honor. They were there to just
and
party.
then part of the issue that comes into it is a lot of people are blaming Travis, whereas yes, it is partially his fault, but it is also the fault of the promoter, which is Live Nation, the lack of security, even though they claim there was, lack of medical assistance, and just the lack of common sense to people to have.
Well, you're asking for much on the last one.
I am.
That's
essentially what it is. Because like we were saying, we've been to all these rock concerts. You're in a pit, you drop, somebody picks you up. This situation, there was no space to even help people. And that was part of the problem. Along with it, a lot of people are blaming Travis Scott because I have videos that we can show. People are telling him to stop the show. Like literally anytime there's a quiet moment, people are screaming, stop the show. And he continues going.
Meanwhile, he stopped the show to get a shoe back.
And that I also have that video also. So
I mean, I got
what are we looking at?
Shayne, I'm gonna bring it up here in a second. Shayne did a lot of research here. More research than usually I do for political topics.
My addiction to TikTok came in handy for today.
Yeah.
So then you got plenty of the conspiracy theory stuff too, because TikTok ran wild.
I think I do have videos in terms of the conspiracy of it not just being, rowdy teenagers and an asshole wanted to continue his show. There's also the speculation of devil worship.
Yeah, that's what I really want to get into, is because the few videos I saw on TikTok were people like talking about like the god Moloch and like complete this was some real QAnon shit. I'm sorry to even say the word because YouTube's gonna come after us, but not QAnon, but like people were literally like
lizard people level shit.
Yes, lizard people level shit. And like the only TikTok video I saw, one woman was like zooming in on the sky in the background, and there was like a cloud that looked like a demon or something, or like the face of the devil. And she's like, there it is, like at the exact moment that people were like starting to rush the stage. I'm sorry to laugh. Like a lot of people died here. But,
I know,
but people's just the way, I don't know, just
like
the way
we'll get into the casualties of this as well. But yeah, so like I was saying, the issue people have with Travis is there's videos of him pointing out an ambulance in the crowd and being like, what is that? Like, what's happening? And then being like, what the fuck we came here to do? Like, let's shake the ground. And everybody starts hyping up again as there's an ambulance trying to get through the crowd to help people or take people out, as well as people dancing on top of the ambulance in the crowd.
So that's suspicious, right? Because if someone is literally, first of all, if there's an ambulance, right, that's just like a red flag. Something's wrong.
Yes.
I would assume. And if you are a performer, I don't care if you're Travis Scott, if you're James Hetfield, if you're fucking anybody, Robert Downey Jr., you are supposed to have some sort of like understanding of what's going on in your performance, like in the crowd. I'm not saying you need to know everything that's going on like at a 1-to-1 level of people, but like you got to have a general idea of the crowd, of the situation.
Well, Yes, but you are giving people credit that don't deserve
But
credit.
This is not just a normal person. This is
I
Travis
understand that,
Scott.
but not
He's
everybody.
A performer.
There's people
done
out
it.
there that just don't
on
give a
top
fuck.
of the ambulance one, Kylie Jenner posted on her Instagram story a video of the stage because, you know, that's her baby daddy. She has to promote him. You could see the ambulance in the crowd in her Instagram story.
Nice.
So a lot of people are also blaming her because we know damn well all the power she holds.
Oh,
And
yeah.
if
The amount of
wanted to,
followers she
Could
has.
have stopped the show as well.
She could have said something, maybe.
Even
right?
said something
Yeah.
like, you
See,
talk to that
you're
person, talk
you're
to that person, talk
giving-
to that person, talk to him, and stop everything. So this ambulance can at least do what it needs to do and then continue.
You're giving
At this
credit
point,
to
he's
people that
obviously
don't
not
deserve
aware
credit.
of how many issues are going on, but you can blatantly see in this moment there's one issue, and that is a moment where he should have stopped but didn't. I do have a video of him actually stopping the show for like one song because he did see that somebody passed out, but then the show just kept going.
Which one is that?
Very last one.
No fucks given.
The very last video?
Yeah.
Show stops after someone passed out, but continued after. So one other thing I'll say here, just to play devil's advocate. I'm not going to defend Travis Scott or any of these fucking losers at all, but I think what happens in situations like this, like I was saying before, someone like Travis Scott is a professional performer, should be able to like read the situation somewhat. But I think also what happens, like we're bringing up Kylie Jenner, is like a diffusion of responsibility, right? So when something happens, everyone will like snowball effect and be like, well, you know, it's really not my like place or responsibility to do something or to stop this or to say something. And that like cascades to nobody, right? Like everyone keeps being like, something's fucked up here, but it's not my job to fix it. It's not my job to fix it. I can't do anything.
Like
I can't say anything. And then eventually that keeps going until it falls off a cliff and no one does anything.
It's like when you're out somewhere and somebody's like, oh my God, call 911.
But no one does.
Don't designate a specific someone to do it. You're just assuming somebody else did it.
Yes.
So then now nobody's done it because they're just assuming everybody did it.
Right. Exactly. So let's see what you're talking about here. I've never done TikTok on the podcast before, so see how this works out.
Probably get banned for it. Another strike.
Probably, right? Yeah, they'll probably ban us for playing, their own stuff on it. So let's see what do we got here. This is what did you say this was?
This is the occasion where he did stop.
Okay.
The footage they don't want to show.
We need somebody to help him. Somebody pass out right here. Somebody pass out right here. No, don't touch him. Don't touch him. Everybody just back up. Security, somebody help jump in real quick. Keep going. Just somebody jump in. Come on. Security, get in there. Let's get in there. Let's get in there.
All right.
The footage they.
So, sorry, let me stop this.
So far, that's the only one I have seen.
Well,
where he did stop.
And that is from. So, I mean, it seems there like he's trying to be somewhat responsible. Like he literally stops the performance and makes it quiet. But go ahead. I mean, you know more than me.
I do want to point out there are also other videos where
of him just sacrificing babies.
Yeah, pretty much. Where he is literally on a platform looking at somebody that at least that's what the video appears, that you can see him looking at somebody being resuscitated as he performs.
Is this it here? Travis
still performing as man is carried out.
Yeah. That's it. Okay. You can see these, right, Cap? When I play.
Yeah.
These are all going to add to the ambiance here of what the fuck occurred. Turn this up. So Travis Scott stares directly at dead fan.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my God. I don't know what this sound is that's occurring.
It's a little warped. It's actually a lot higher pitched than that, but it's still him saying yeah in an auto-tune voice as man is literally being.
Okay.
Like,
I figured it's probably just some audio tune.
Yeah, it's an audio thing.
But that was terrifying. Just the sound. Forget the dead person. The sound.
And like, I don't want to make a joke, but they're like, imagine you're dying and you're on.
That's what you're hearing?
Yeah.
My God. That is terrifying.
And I don't know if I think I posted the link, but there's another one where like it's also that kind of same situation. He's on that platform again. Person's literally being resuscitated, and he's dancing.
See, he stopped the show once. But still, he had other opportunities, man. I don't know.
So
I think he just, the show must go on type of mentality.
And unfortunately for him, part of his problem is that this has happened before. Not to this extent, but there has been one person in the process of suing him because he is now paralyzed after a concert. It was at Terminal 5 in the city. It has the balcony. Crowd pushed, and this kid fell off the balcony because he's the one that incites everybody to rage. That's the word they use, to rage.
Like I said before, that that's fine. That's part of like going to a show, a concert, like with Metallica or when like our guys that we like. You know what I mean? But like, you're right. I guess there's that pit etiquette that you mentioned before, and kids just tend to be dumb and just kill each other.
And then,
well, I also wanted to make the point of what I thought it was off the bat was like, any concert you go to, people do drugs. People do a lot of drugs at concerts, and they sell drugs at concerts. Couldn't this just been like a real bad batch and a bunch of people were ODing?
I mean, it could be, but
yeah, I haven't heard anything about that.
I don't know
but that many people there's dozens more people at these concerts that are high on whatever.
Of fentanyl could have fucked all these people up.
So I just want to point out that in the very beginning of this, there was a claim that somebody was going around and injecting people with bad drugs. So I can see it in your face. You want to say something, but
no, I don't.
So when it first happened, police officer was talking about how a security guard claims he got injected, but literally last Wednesday they took that back, and the security guard's like, "No, that's not what happened."
Okay.
So
all of a sudden,
I just want to point out it's very rare that somebody's just going to go around and just give up.
There's crazy people out there,
but like to that extent, I don't know if it'll be like that. I've seen a lot of videos of people being like, "Yeah, just take this," but I feel, just dropping a pill in somebody's cup versus like stabbing them in the neck
with a needle.
Yeah.
If the police are taking it back, man, maybe the guy was running around with the vaccine, just
FBI agent,
neck, right? And now because it killed him in one shot, they had to walk it back. Like, no, never happened.
Yeah,
I'm just joking, YouTube. I'm just joking. don't ban our channel. I did see that at the beginning though. That they're saying like people had to be Narcan and stuff like that.
It was one person. So far, there was only the one claim, and that's the one claim they took back.
Yeah, that's fucking terrifying though. Like imagine you're at a concert, you're like partying and having a good time, and then some psychopath lunatic is just running around with a syringe and just jabs you in the neck, and he keeps running and he just jabs you don't even know what the fuck just happened.
And
you're like paying attention to what's in front of you.
And unfortunately, like I said, a lot of people just broke through security. Like there was
which I saw. Do you have any of that footage where like security just didn't even try anymore?
There's a video of a bunch of people running through. And then a lot of people were saying that even when you did go through, they weren't really checking your bags. They weren't really checking anything.
Nice.
Crowds broke down fences and security.
So there's more security at
and there's one video
and conference meetings than there are.
And there's one video and the police are on horses as there's like dozens of people just running through the gates.
Okay, I think we got something here. I'll show you, Cap. Hang on.
I know that sound.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. This looks like oh man, the first guy almost ate.
This is very Walking Dead-ish.
Yeah. Like, where is security?
So are these people who had like tickets or just anybody that was on the street?
I saw videos of somebody being like, "Yeah, I don't even have a ticket."
Nice.
And, like,
so we could have gone to this just for free.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I guess so.
But we might have died, so
Not worth it. I'm just thinking. I'm still just shocked at like the thought. I mean, I guess it didn't happen, but it's still just like jarring to think of someone running around with a syringe injecting people in the neck. I mean, what if that syringe was full of like fentanyl? You just explode.
Could be.
Like there'd be no saving you. You just done. I
There's
didn't
so
even know
many
what
people
happened.
pressed
You
up.
wouldn't
You
even know
wouldn't
what's
even
wrong
maybe
with
feel.
you either. Maybe.
And
Yeah, you might not
unfortunately-
even feel the prick of the needle.
Yeah, right. That's crazy.
And that's basically what they're saying. They're like, everybody was so close, so on top of each other. You can't decipher what's like your hand from like your neck. So it's like somebody could have just stabbed you and you wouldn't, you just thinking somebody
What an
crushing
insane,
you.
insane time.
But yeah, so I just want to point out with all of this going on, there was a video of like a 5-year-old at the concert.
Yeah, there was a 9-year-old who got trampled.
9-year-old died.
Oh yeah, who's
my
bringing?
God.
Who's
He was-
bringing or letting
he-
9-year-olds in?
So he was added to the list.
Do you have this video on this list there?
The 5-year-old? Yes, it's on there somewhere.
Keep going, so.
So 4 to 5-year-old in the pit. So with that 9-year-old, essentially what it was is he went to the concert with his dad. He was on his dad's shoulders and the dad got crushed, passed out, and the kid fell.
Wow, that's
So
horrifying.
he essentially got trampled. He was put into a medically induced coma to try and help his body heal, but he did not make it. So he.
Well, I don't think you should be
brought the
bringing
list
children.
up to a 10. I agree. Yes, you want to bring the kid to a concert, no problem. There's no need for them to be in the middle. There was no need for it.
I mean, I don't
Right.
know. I don't think children should be at an Astroworld. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, me as an adult, when I went to Bamboozle, I barely made it out of there alive. I don't know if we should
mean,
be bringing children to these
I've been
things.
to Warped Tour, so I get it. And no, I don't think kids can enjoy the concert. That is no problem.
Maybe
Put
if-
them on the edge.
Right,
They can see the
Yeah.
screen from far away. They don't need to be up front in the middle, surrounded by a bunch of people like that, because you don't know.
Yeah.
Obviously, nobody predicted that something like this was going to happen.
Or did they?
Yeah.
The devil may say otherwise. But yeah,
Apparently,
so-
it was that he was there. So
Yeah, let's look at this video of this kid, man. I kind of want to see what's going on here. This is it here.
Still can't believe this little toddler was here. Everyone was trying to protect him once it got crazier, but it was hard to get out.
Okay, this is grossly irresponsible.
yep.
Still can't
What did you do this weekend, little Timmy? I went to Astroworld.
I almost died. There was another video I couldn't find it to put it into here. But somebody brought their dog.
Are you kidding me?
Nice.
I don't know the result of what happened to the dog.
I was
But
saying, you know why there's really not that big of an outcry over this is because nothing happened to the dog. As we've
Exactly.
come to learn,
Yeah.
people care more about dogs than they do
Yep.
humans. So when terrible shit happens to humans, people are just like, yeah. When terrible shit happens to dog, people
How-
Yeah.
people go,
Pitchforks.
yeah, people go John Wick. I mean, there literally was a movie about this. It was called John Wick.
There's
yeah.
4 of them now.
Yeah, right.
So all right, so let's get into the other side of this. The TikTok videos I saw of the demons walking on top of the stage, of the black phantoms jumping through the crowds and shit. All the devil like, listen, I'll start off like the whole I might not know who Travis Scott is. I might not listen to any of his music, but I'm still young enough to remember my parents bitching and moaning about the music I grew up on. And we had way better
grown up in
rappers like fucking Jay-Z and Nas,
Yeah, Biggie,
Jadakiss,
Tupac.
like Diddy. We had Biggie and Tupac, like Snoop, all that. That was like what they were complaining about. I still to this day feel they were way better than, what we have now. And our parents hated it. So I'm not trying to hate on new music. And then I remember when Kiss came out and Ozzy Osbourne, oh, it's the devil's music.
Right.
I'm not
Panic,
going to
panic.
be an old person.
Yes, I agree. Let's not be curmudgeons here, like old,
Yeah.
grumpy men, like what's his name? Like, get off my lawn.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, yeah, every generation has some new sort of style or music, and then the older generation's all like, oh, it's the devil's music.
Yes. Yes.
You know what I mean? But at the same time,
I have
normally,
questions.
normally there's not multiple fatalities at these
Yeah.
events. So right, you have questions.
I hate to make a joke of it, but like, I mean, I'm not going to say they're worshiping the devil, but all of TikTok is like, here's a portal to the underworld. So,
Yeah,
I got
there's
questions.
There's a lot of imagery of like when you walk into the festival, it's like his face and you're walking through his mouth. and then they'll compare it to some art piece of it being oh my god, like the Hellmouth.
Right, that's what I'm looking for actually right now. See if I can bring it up. This thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Hang on. So, screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean that's a bit disturbing. I'm not gonna lie.
So I just want to point out, I saw this before I got here. A lot of people, they're speculating that's the Hellmouth or whatever. Granted, a lot of people are like, you don't have to walk through it.
True.
But also his whole
what if everyone who died did walk through it though?
So that's a conspiracy in and of itself. But his Astroworld tour is based off of Astroworld, an actual amusement park he used to go to as a kid.
Okay.
And that's what the entrance looked like. It was like some creepy man thing, and you walk.
Maybe that was the satanic cult for back in the day.
Possible.
Who knows?
I don't know. So what do you like? I only briefly touched on the conspiracy angle stuff. Like I said, the one video I saw was of like a puff of cloud.
So the conspiracy is essentially that his stage setup was a portal to hell.
Right.
It had like the rings or whatever, and then it like flashes on the screen and says, "See you on the other side." I think it was a Pearl Jam shirt, and it was somebody going through a portal. And then the other part is that there was 8 flames that flew up, and everybody's like, "Oh my God, there was 8 victims that died that night, not the 2 that died after." And they're like, "Those are the blood sacrifices, and that's why he didn't stop the show."
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what people are saying. You got, when it comes to like the famous people, you got the Illuminati, so everybody's claiming that this is part of it. But I just want to point out there's also a thing called the Kardashian curse, and essentially a Kardashian will take a man and drain him of all his fame, and they become the more famous person. So this might have just been Kylie.
Maybe.
That one I'll buy wholeheartedly.
For her new baby, she needs like life force to be adapted from other humans.
So,
one to take a life to give a life. She
so
got one.
I want to point out there was another video. I don't remember if I posted it, but there was security. They saw like passed out people, dead people. Like so many people are claiming they saw dead people, but it could be they were just passed out and just in a panic. You don't realize.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people are not so sure about these numbers. But there's a video security sees like 4 people passed out or dead. They run back and they immediately evacuate the VIP section, which includes Kylie, Kendall, Stormy, all of them out, but they don't stop the show.
Well, of course, because
they just got to get the elites out of the way.
The rich always get away with everything.
And in these videos, Stormy's just like, bye.
Well, she's just a kid.
She's a baby. She really obviously does not comprehend anything. And there's also those idiots out there being like, "Oh, this is all Stormy's fault. What is a 4-year-old going to do? Absolutely nothing." But I will say the best comment I saw was a video of Stormy waving to the crowd, and Kylie's like, Storm, say goodbye to your daddy's career."
I doubt it though.
I doubt it too.
Look, us 2 assholes are here now talking about this guy. Like he's only going to get more popular, unfortunately.
So
from something like this. I mean, is he a bad guy? I don't know.
We don't know. I will point out that, because he didn't stop the show for this, people have brought up other situations. I do have the video. He stopped a concert because somebody stole his shoe.
Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
And told the crowd to
fuck him
up. And apparently the kid was like 16 years old.
Right.
So you're just telling a bunch of people to fuck up a 16-year-old because your shoe was stolen. But a bunch of people are dying at your concert and you couldn't stop for that.
There'd be a couple of lawsuits.
So do you have that video?
I do.
I think I saw that.
Go up a little bit. Should be in there.
Sorry, folks. Speculation. Oh, we're gonna watch this. Speculation that this was a satanic ritual. I'm opening that one.
Keep going. I know I have it.
Concert goer is being crushed. That sounds fun. Fans yelling to stop. Let's.
I know I had it in there. I don't know where it went, but
let's skip ahead. I kind of want to see what you put here. Speculation that this is a satanic ritual. This is with the meat and potatoes of what I really.
This is the one Sam sent me.
Okay. Hang on a second.
So Sam's been getting into this too?
Oh yeah,
that
me and Sam were talking about it for like 3 days straight.
So do you think it's a satanic ritual?
TikTok and podcasts are not very.
You might need to plug your computer. I think that's the problem. You keep saying low quality due to power source.
No. It's the internet. Like trying to play videos sometimes, or we're doing podcasts. At the same time, it like just doesn't go well. But okay, let's see what happens.
Okay, guys, so I'm off for the next 3 days, and I'm resting.
Well,
and
like,
I'm
it's like, all right, hang on. I'm off for the next 3 days, so I'm gonna go down a fucking rabbit hole.
Same.
trying to catch up on all the things I've missed in the world. I am aware I'm gonna lose followers for this, but I don't care.
Welcome to the world of politics.
There are some things that everybody doesn't know about me. One of them being that I work with energy. A light worker, if you will. And I know a lot about
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
She's a witch.
Oh, okay. Like Agatha Harkness?
the spirit world and
Mine's the power.
things of that nature. Today, I want to talk about the Astroworld Festival and how much bigger and deeper it is than you realize. What you all witnessed at the Astroworld Festival was absolutely 100% a sacrificial ritual for fame. Period. The fact that the theme was see you on the other side, there was people crossing over to the other side of a portal on a shirt, the stage was a portal. When people are screaming and flipping out and dying, why would you sit there and say, you know what you came here for? And continue.
That really happened?
Yeah.
Jesus.
That was what the
Because you know what they came here for. For you to sacrifice them for your fame. Period. Now, both Travis Scott and Drake have very dark energy now. Their energy has changed entirely since becoming famous. Real famous. How did they become real famous?
They're the elite.
Strange things that happen like this, right? Weird, right? Now, Roddy Ricch, for example, was there at Astroworld. He's donating all of his net compensation to the victims and the people who died at Astroworld. He's offered contact information for people who need support. That's a man who has good energy, who does not want blood money on his hands. Doesn't want it. But Travis has only said he's offering up prayers.
This is before
That he's trying to work with the cops.
Video. I just want to point that out.
Drake has said nothing. Both of them
Why would Drake say
have the
anything?
heaviest, darkest energy,
Performed
and
with
they have a
Travis.
very long history of dirty things that they've done to people. If you don't believe me, look into what Drake did to Triple X Tentacion.
All right. I'm sure she's going to keep meandering on there about which stuff. What did Drake do to whatever?
So Drake-
Tentacle Man.
That I actually don't know. I don't listen to him. He is a rapper that died. Rapper.
Yeah, he
singer.
sounds
I don't know
familiar.
I don't know exactly what he was. But he was also a famous person that had a bunch of allegations against him, such as like statutory rape and beating women and stuff like that. So I never really paid too much attention to him to really understand. He died. A lot of people were sad. I did not care.
But what do you think here, Cap? Because this is like in your realm of the nether world. Or whatever you wanna call
It's
it.
like that's my realm. I mean,
Like what she had to say there. That's what I want to get into.
oh, dude, like I would know. I wouldn't know what a portal looks like if I saw one. But it is interesting because there's definitely something to the elite that like there is this big club and you're not in it, and who knows what you got to do to get into it. And these are strange times, so why not do it at a whole concert right under everyone's nose? It's
Yeah.
the only aspect of all this though that like got me interested in it, because like I said, I'm no fan of Travis Scott, and I'm sorry for all the people who died, but I mean, I wasn't there. Like, like
Wasn't
this
me.
this
Were
really
you the
wasn't
me?
even something like on my radar to talk about until I started seeing all this shit. I don't know. There is definitely a small part where everything nowadays is a conspiracy, just absolutely everything that happens. But it's pretty crazy how big this exploded though.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
it is.
saying? Like,
I try and keep things into perspective and keep in mind like what you just said. Like, yeah, this sounds crazy, and a lot of the videos I saw are like that. They could be disturbing. They could make you go down a rabbit hole. But is it people are just like way too conspiracy minded lately, and they're looking for a conspiracy in everything that occurs, or is there really that many conspiracy theories, or not even conspiracy theories, but like weird
Or is the
shit that's going on? Good.
is the conspiracy theory true?
Right.
Spoilers.
Spoilers. Are they
Like,
spoiler warnings?
Yeah. Like I always said, Alfred back behind me just jumped down, scared the hell out of me. Like I always said, like, look, do I think like the politicians drink the blood of children? To some extent, I could see, fuck it, why not? But if they don't, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that I was wrong. But maybe we could, solve the problem to investigate a little further.
You set the bar really high so that when things come in lower, it's better for society. Yeah, I get it.
There we go.
I was sent the Drake XXX Tentacion.
Yeah, that's a hell of a name. Who named him? Elon Musk?
What's up, Doom Nation? This is Jimbo the Kid from the Last Slice podcast. Join Trillboy, Bodega Cat, and I for some fun-filled dating, political, sex, and gaming episodes on our channel. Just type in the Last Slice podcast in the search bar. You can also catch us on all audio platforms such as Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and iHeartRadio. Come check us out, grab a slice, and enjoy the show.
No, there's no numbers. Okay. So essentially what it was, X's career took off in 2017. Drake was impressed with him, promised he would contact X's manager within a few days. Drake never kept the promise. So Drake then performed a song and it sounded like his. So there's a lot of speculation that Drake steals music. And X basically called him out on it on Twitter. Drake's career is almost over. He better start investing money into real estate because once it's all over, he's really going to see the fake love. I'm not the first one he bit, nor will I be the last. Drake's a pussy. Money don't buy you respect. Now this pussy trying to play it safe and play it innocent, and it's cool. We all know Hotline Bling was a bite of cha-cha. I'm not going to say no names, but it's funny how one of my guys hit me up saying Drake watched your interview and fucks with you. Soon he deleted the tweets and claimed he was hacked. Basically, X addressed the feud.
How do you people find any of this interesting? Oh my God. Oh my God. I'd rather go back to algebra class, bro. Holy shit.
Rather
this
watch
is
paint
just
dry.
Yeah, I'd rather be paint drying.
Yeah. So essentially, he basically said in an interview, like insinuating Drake steals the music and so whatever.
Did this guy just like turn out dead? Like
so,
like Seth Rich.
He
got Seth Rich.
He thought he like brushed it under the rug. Everything was good. Seam damage was done. X was well aware, though he reportedly apologized for coming after Drake. In an Instagram story, he wrote that if anyone tried to kill him, it was Drake. 3 months later, he dies.
Oh my God. There's a lot of that's happened lately.
But the one thing though that I'll agree is the music industry is just as dirty as Hollywood, and it's just as dirty as Washington.
Just reading that whole thing reminds me of Beyonce and Aaliyah.
Oh, there was a beef there as well.
That was a whole thing. Aaliyah died so Beyonce could rise.
The reason why I was
Diddy and Biggie
in this, though. Yeah. Yes. Like Hollywood, music, all that stuff is interrelated with politics. I mean, like look at every time something happens politically or whatever, right? Like all the celebrities chime in and they make sure to toe the line for the agenda. Most of them, right? Like you have
who hangs out with Hunter Biden, Lady Gaga,
right?
Like
they're
all connected.
Remember at the beginning of the pandemic, that video that they made?
Where they all sang Imagine?
Yeah, Imagine, like, oh my.
That was the cringiest thing I ever watched in my entire life.
It's like they're out there and, they get the marching orders just like the news stations and they do whatever they're told to do.
And you got to think.
It's all interrelated.
Yeah.
You got to think as of right now, like Drake, you don't have to agree he's number one, but boy, has he acquired a lot of money and fame and power.
I still liked him better when he was on Degrassi.
Excuse me. You don't get there.
I don't know what that means.
It was a Canadian TV show. Basically, he was a kid in a high school and he got shot and now he's in a wheelchair and he all of a sudden started rapping and then he left the show and now he was Drake.
Okay. He made him some benefits.
Right.
And he sold his soul to,
the
lizard people. And here we are now today. No, man, honestly, and dead serious. Like, it seems you have an easier path to like fame and stardom
if you sell your soul to the devil.
Not if you, right. Yes, I guess you could say, but like if you sell your soul to like the political elite, like the agenda, the culture of that. You know what I mean? Like if you are, let's use for example Tom McDonald, right?
Yeah.
Cap. Tom McDonald has not sold out and just started like towing the line for leftist ideology or anything like, right? Point in case, right? Who's Tom McDonald? You guys don't know who he is because he hasn't been vaulted to the front of stardom by like the machine of Hollywood and the music industry and whatnot. He's just like an independent rapper from Canada right now that raps, and I guess his like political leanings are more like conservative Republican, and they're like against the establishment, against like the COVID lockdowns and all that stuff. And he's become very popular, but like independently, like by doing his music videos himself, by putting them on YouTube, and you know, like me and Captain, like, you know, there's no team behind us, it's just us. Same shit with Tom McDonald, and he's become very popular, but independently. There's been no adoption of his brand, his music, his, you know, like his thing by like the, you know, like, you know what I mean, like the media.
By some major music label or something that's not going to want him to change or whatever. Yeah.
Right. I mean, and just like look at Eminem, look at Rage Against the Machine, right? Eminem's not that bad, but let's use Rage Against the Machine, for example. Yeah. Their literal fucking name is Rage Against the Machine. And they're
pro-vaccine.
They were like the epitome of fuck the government, you know, fuck the power, burn it all down.
There's a song, fuck you, I won't do what you tell me.
Now they are literally rage on behalf of the machine.
Yeah.
They won't allow people to come to their shows if they're not vaccinated. I couldn't think of anything less punk. You can't come to my show if you're not vaccinated. That's Rage Against the Machine. But my larger point here is that like you toe the line or you face like expulsion from popularity.
Well, look at it from a perspective of like athletes. If I was a football player, 100%, I would have said, fuck Trump. I hate him. Signed on the dotted line for Nike, you know, and made my $15 million and rode off into the sunset. Who's the soccer player, the chick on the American team?
Megan Rapinoe?
Yes.
Yeah.
She's a good soccer player, but she's not the best. But she's got the big deal to Nike and to ESPN and, you know, every woke little sporting goods store. She's making bank. Why? Because she just aligned herself with the narrative.
Well, you don't got chose to become a political activist, right?
Yeah.
It's not just about her playing soccer.
Colin Kaepernick, as much as the NFL is like slavery, the guy is never gonna have to work again. He's the wealthiest, oppressed, unemployed black man in America.
Yeah, the best thing that ever happened to Colin Kaepernick was he lost his job because now he's a full-time political activist making hundreds of millions of dollars from Nike. What was I going to say? But like, look at it even in terms of this. Like, you could see it in the difference in, like, you were talking about football, Cap, right? Aaron Rodgers, you know, tested positive for COVID a week or two ago. And, you know, he decided, I don't know why, he decided to go on a podcast, Aaron Rodgers, and talk about his experience and his thoughts. And because he was critical of the vaccine and the process, and he spoke to Joe Rogan, boy, he was like public enemy number one for not being vaccinated by certain people. This past week, Ben Roethlisberger also tested positive for COVID and is apparently very sick. Well, he's vaccinated. You've heard nothing from the media in about him. It's like if you do shit that the machine wants you to do, they will reward you and they will defend you, keep you popular, make sure that everything, the machine is on your side. But if you do things that are not, like Aaron Rodgers, like Tom McDonald, you'll be castigated. You'll be thrown out.
Yeah.
So that was my rant. That was the point I'm trying to make.
The empire, man.
Travis Scott seems to be on the side of towing the line. I don't really
know.
Well,
you know what politics, though? If his career doesn't go south from this and he only sells out, you know, the next 10 concerts that he does, and all he has to do is offer up prayers and doesn't get held accountable for any of this. Yeah, untouchable.
So I want to point out, I did also share his apology video where he, you know, he's claiming.
Wasn't it like
sorry.
at a party or something?
I don't know.
That doesn't sound
I know apparently he did go, supposedly he did go to a party after the concert.
Huh?
And it was Drake's concert, right? Drake had the party.
Also,
Travis went
they
to the
threw
party
a party
after.
to celebrate 8 people dying.
Yeah, pretty
Well,
much.
you know, the blood sacrifice. They would have a big
in the
party
video,
afterwards.
because I know the girl was saying like Roddy Ricch is giving all of his earnings, whatever. Travis is saying that he is going to pay for people's funeral expenses and whatever else. But on top of this, there are many, many lawsuits.
Oh, I could imagine
right now.
Right. There'll probably be no accountability though, because there is none anymore. But
Well,
yeah,
they'll probably
I would think
it'll probably
someone's
be
gotta
all
be liable.
It'll
for
probably
that.
all be settled out of court, and
It'll all be settled out of court. So it's people
never know.
suing Drake, Travis, the venue itself due to lack of security or whatever, and Live Nation who ran the event.
Did Live Nation do that thing with Ja Rule that went south?
I don't know.
Uh,
The Fire Festival thing, that's a whole separate situation.
But is that Live Nation as well?
I don't believe so.
Oh, okay.
That I'm not sure.
Captain, don't smear Live Nation. Well,
I know. I was putting together a new conspiracy theory.
Well,
so
do you
let's see. There's other videos that I did post.
I said, do you want to hear his apology just out of fairness?
Yeah, let's go for it. A lot of people aren't really like
buying it.
for
Shocking.
I mean, yeah, no.
Because it's just this man.
Once people are, oh boy, once people. I mean, okay. So hang on, let's bring this up. Observation number 1. He made it in black and white. Very douchey move. You're here to apologize for the deaths of 8 people. Just use your regular camera. Like,
did he put music on this
we
too?
Don't need special effects, for an apology. We just need an apology.
Filters.
Right. We don't need filters for a fucking apology.
I just want to send out prayers to the ones that was lost last night. We're actually working right now to identify the families so we can help assist them through this tough time. You know, my fans really mean the world to me, and I always just really want to leave them with a positive experience. And anytime I can make out, anything that's going on, I stop the show and, help them get the help they need, I could just never imagine the severity of the situation. We've been working closely with everyone to just try to get
Would
to
he
the
just
bottom
wake
of
up?
this. City of Houston, HPD, fire department, everyone to help us figure this out. So if you have any information, please just contact your local authorities. Everybody continue to just keep your prayers. I mean, I'm honestly just devastated, and I could never imagine anything like this just happening. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you guys updated and just keep you guys informed on what's going on. Love you all. I just want to.
I'd like to get a body language expert to, dissect that video, because that was a little fucking bizarre. Like, he didn't stop rubbing his head the entire.
I couldn't. That's all I got out of this. His head is itchy.
Rubbing the thoughts and prayers.
Yeah.
I don't know. Right. But like, I feel like when you're lying or when you're not comfortable doing something, you fidget and you have like weird, mannerisms or whatnot. So that was a little odd.
Because chances are
he didn't sound genuine.
He's being forced to make that. Because immediately after, he didn't say anything. This is the next day. So there wasn't the body count yet. There wasn't the names of the victims themselves. And I just want to point out, he was like, if I did see anything, I'd stop. All right, we saw that one video of him stopping.
Yeah, that's true.
I would show the video.
You saw the other video of him
the ambulance where he's blatantly not stopping the show.
Good. Well, I bring that up.
Somewhere in there. But yeah, so in terms of that video, I genuinely do think he was basically forced to make it.
Yeah, I don't.
Travis
it doesn't
sees
seem too
ambulance,
sincere.
but keeps performing. Down.
Okay.
Right there.
What were we saying, Cap?
Doesn't seem too sincere to me. There's way too much off about that.
I genuinely believe he was definitely told to make that just to save face.
Yeah.
But a lot of people are saying the main reason he couldn't say like I'm sorry is because then he takes accountability and now it all falls on him.
True.
But it should. Well,
It should,
I don't know.
But It should and it shouldn't. It does have to do with the lack of security, the lack of help, and just a
At the same
crowd.
time, you could just fucking say you're sorry because you're a decent human being and people
Pretty
died.
much.
You know, you could be like, I'm sorry, it's not my fault, but I'm still sorry that it happened.
Yeah.
But then you'd have to be, then you wouldn't be worshiping the devil.
Right. Then you'd have to be a decent human being. That's the angle I'm trying to get at here. So let's
You
see
say
this.
sorry. The turns his back on his promise.
See what we got going on here. This is the ambulance footage you're talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's an ambulance in the car. Whoa.
Hey, water! Anyone got some water?
Damn, no one got.
What is going on?
No, that was it.
No.
Was that it? Maybe it wasn't.
I don't know.
I didn't see any ambulance there.
There is one with him with the ambulance. I just don't know what happened to it.
Concert goes on the ambulance, maybe.
There's that one too.
Golf cart with a passed out person on it.
Oh my god, that was
Disgusting, and I hope it was worth it. Whoever was jumping on the golf cart.
This concert is horrifying in general. Just
Though,
the
when
ambient sounds. Good.
when the Yankees won the 2009 World Series and the Bronx erupted, there was people dancing on fire trucks and ambulances. Do you remember that by any chance?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like just random people in the crowd, it's impossible to know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like if you're just in a crowd and you're in a fucking scrum, people, 300-400 people back from, because all the people were being trampled like at the front, right? Like
It's throughout the entire pit. So there is another video that I think we should show. It is a girl that actually managed to get out. And she's trying to get the attention of the guy running the camera.
Oh, I seen this one.
Which one?
And he could care
Go
less.
up. It's like a go up a little bit more. Maybe up in the next one. Yeah. So her name is Shauna Faith. She basically climbed a platform to try and get the attention of the cameraman, saying that she's witnessing people die. She even made a whole statement on her Instagram, basically saying how she managed to get out. She was one of those people that was pushed onto a group of other people, and she was face to face with some guy and saw bodies underneath him. So there's just bodies on top of bodies as people are trying to like function.
And then people start climbing over the bodies.
Yeah, because there's nowhere else to go.
Yeah, that's terrifying. That's Battle of the Bastards right there. When you have nowhere else to go besides step on other people, just like that's like purely to survive. Let's see what's going on here.
That's okay, real quick. Say, let's do it.
This is what I was talking about.
Definition and not my job, not my problem.
Right. This is what I was talking about before, the diffusion of responsibility. The cameraman there is like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. My job is to stay here and operate this camera.
I would have pushed the camera
Operate this
over.
camera is what me gones do.
So essentially, she made a whole Instagram post stating what it was. She went up there. She's trying to explain to him that, she's seeing people die. Like, you need to do something because obviously you have a walkie-talkie. You could talk to somebody else to get something done. She even stated that, I guess, a manager, somebody else came up and tried to push her off of the platform.
Okay, right, because maybe
I would have went for the camera
or something.
I would have went for the camera.
So
turned it on myself.
But she did say she made a second post because people started, I don't know how, but power of the internet, found this man and were making death threats to him.
Oh, doxing him, yeah.
Amazing.
Death threats to him, death threats to his family. And she's like, no, he was not the problem. He was not the one that tried to push me off. Like, eventually he did, get in contact with somebody, but as we can see, nothing happened.
Imagine the world we live in, that you saw a strange girl on the internet get yelled at by a cameraman that you never met. So then you searched the internet and found his wife and kids, and now we're planning to kill them.
Yeah.
That
those,
I
them's
mean,
the times we're living in, and unless you're Ray Epps, you're not going to get away with
Yeah.
it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, there's also videos in there of views from the crowd itself. So if you want to see exactly what people were experiencing and why people were like suffocating, because I've been in crowds where like
I don't know if we could even show those on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I mean,
People
you're
getting
not
hurt,
seeing
yeah.
anybody like dying, but you can like hear the screams. You can hear people saying like stop the show, like screaming for help, because they're literally just like on top of each other and there's nowhere to go. Because some people, they'll be like stuck against the like barricade because they have like the little walkway and they're stuck against the barricade.
Oh, I
If
seen
security's
pictures
able
of
to
that,
get them. They're
yeah.
trying to get them over. And it's like, I've been in situations like that, not to this extent. And like, it is hard to breathe. And you eventually get to the barricade and you're like, please just get me out. Or you like crowd surf your way out if you can.
Right.
But in this situation, it's kind of hard to crowd surf your way out because there's nobody to like lift your foot up.
This it here, concert goes.
Just gotta climb people.
Yeah, you literally like you couldn't even like people were like if you put your arm up, your arm was staying up. Like there was no putting it back down.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like I said, when I've been to stuff like this before, like you're like sardine canned in so
Mhm.
many people that you can't like move your body almost. Like you could be like in a weird.
Yeah, like people are putting their
position.
arms up trying to get like video of it. It's stuck there. Like there's no
You almost have to be pushy too. Like if you're not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
pushy back with people, they'll
trust me,
just
I pushed some like
run you over.
200-pound men out of my way. So I get it, but it wasn't that big of a crowd.
Doesn't this look fun?
So I mean, yeah, right. Doesn't that look?
You know, if it's that uncomfortable, I'm glad people got in for not paying for tickets because that isn't worth a dime of money.
I was just gonna say, I'm looking at that video and I'm like, they paid for this. Like,
Yeah.
I couldn't. If I go to a concert, I want to like enjoy the music and the experience. And yes, I'll participate in a mosh pit and whatnot because it's like a form of dancing.
Mhm.
But being crushed or
Yeah.
like being squeezed into a small spot because there's so many people just like pressing against you because of just stupidity. There's nothing enjoyable about that.
No.
How could you even like listen or pay attention to what Travis Scott or whoever
You can't
is
because
doing?
all
Like,
these
you're
people are
worried
focusing on trying to breathe at this
Right.
point. Like they're not
Yeah.
even enjoying the show. Like I've personally participated in like a wall of death here and there. That was a lot more enjoyable than if I was
Wall
stuck
of
in
death.
that.
There's a wall of death.
Literally the like performer is like, let's open this shit up. You push out to the sides. You're literally in a line on both
and then-
sides. They like you wait for the breakdown. They count to 3 and you just run into each other.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. I went to a Slayer.
I've been in one.
I went to a Slayer concert, and yes, they did like a medieval battle charge. Like,
Yeah,
they
that's
lined
literally,
everybody up,
literally you're
charge,
just
and they-
body
right.
slamming into each other. And I gotta say that was probably more enjoyable than if I was stuck in that.
Yeah, I get it. Like I said,
Yeah.
that's a form of dance. As weird as it sounds, like raging
Mhm.
and running into each other is like just the way you dance to
What weird. Just
certain
let
music.
your
you know what I
energy
mean?
out.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
The human
Like,
race is here for a good time, not
Go
a long
swinging.
time.
yeah, it fits the vibe of that.
I know.
Like
I know.
hard metal music. Like you're not going to be there and be like, "Yay!" You're
But then
gonna
I see people
wanna
like
kill.
moshing at like rap concerts, and I'm like, it just
Depends.
doesn't seem right. At least in my
It
opinion. But
depends.
maybe it's just because I don't listen to rap,
Yeah.
at least now. Like I listen to older stuff, but I don't, like I said, I know Sicko Mode, and that's as far as my Travis Scott knowledge goes.
Yeah, me too. I recognize that that song I was playing for. There's still mosquitoes in here. I don't know how that's possible.
Did you
Nice.
guys play Fortnite?
No,
Ever.
I mean, yeah, like once or twice.
Okay, so he did have a whole dance and song on Fortnite.
Right, he had a concert on Fortnite.
He had a concert
How many
on
people
Fortnite.
died at that? A lot, I'm sure. Like, luckily, they could respawn though in Fortnite. Yeah.
So he had a whole dance and song and everything that went with the characters. They took it off.
Wait. Like they banned it.
Fortnite.
Oh, they punished
deleted
them?
it.
Oh, after this.
After this.
Oh, okay.
They deleted everything. They're not saying that's what it is.
Right, that's what it is.
They're
But
just
it's
implying.
convenient that's why.
They don't want to be associated now with him
No.
because of this, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. You know.
That's crazy.
That
Yeah.
song played a lot in my house. A lot of Fortnite in my house.
So what's the end result of this, Shayne? What did you acquire from the rabbit hole? What do you feel what went on?
I got the numbers of, everybody who died, names, ages, all of that. So immediately after the concert, it was 8. I'm still questioning that number based on all these people saying that they saw people die.
So you think more people died than are reported?
Yes.
Interesting.
They've only reported 8 after the show, but outside of the videos that I've posted here, I've seen countless videos of people like, I saw dead people, and it would always be more than one, and it was countless people saying that they saw people die. A lot of people are severely traumatized after this event due to the fact that might be their first time ever experiencing death. And they witnessed it with their firsthand.
And they're probably high on shrooms.
Oh my God.
Whether they're high or not, it's still traumatizing. You almost died yourself, and now you personally witnessed people die. Again, we don't know if they were dead, if they were just passed out, and if they were passed out, the chances of them surviving being trampled.
It's amazing. Minimal. You have to do a marked safe from Astroworld post on your Facebook.
I'm also going to go on a limb here and say people that are attending Astroworld are not the most mentally tough people that exist. Right? Do you know what I mean? Like they're yeah. So
I mean, it's a lot of teenagers and early 20s, maybe a few older than that, but the common age group here. So before the kid that just passed on Sunday, the youngest victim was 14. His mom got him the tickets for, I think, his birthday, dropped him off at the concert.
Must feel great.
Oh, man,
and now he's gone. 14 years old.
That's terrible. So we've been laughing and joking here, but it does legitimately. It's awful that you went to a concert to have a good time and you fucking died. It's the complete opposite of what you wanted. Obviously.
Yeah, you would never expect.
Yeah, you're never right. You would never expect that. That's what leads me back to the whole point of man, someone's got to be responsible for the whole sheer numbers of people and direction of a crowd and stuff like that. It can't just be.
And that's essentially
what shit happens. That can't be.
That's essentially what caused the problem was everybody rushing forward. If everybody,
but this is what Travis Scott wants.
But
this is what he hypes him up for.
He's done it before. He's like, yeah, just bypass security, run towards the stage. Right. He's been sued for it before. He's been arrested for it before.
He's inciting the crowd to violence in a way, almost by accident. And the places don't seem to be prepared for
that amount of people and for that type situation.
If you're a venue, where did this happen?
This was Energy Park in Houston, Texas.
So if you have the resources to put together a massive festival and the teams of lawyers I'm sure it takes to work out the contract and the money and the this and the that. You mean tell me that they don't know that Travis Scott likes to hype a crowd up, to go past the barricades? They should have taken that into account. So everybody here definitely shares a little bit to blame.
I got more numbers. So there was supposedly 528 police officers, 755 private security. Every video I have seen, granted, take this all with a grain of salt. You can't really trust the internet. Everybody said there was none. Obviously, there was no security watching the gates because people broke right in. There wasn't enough security getting people out, and a lot of people were claiming the security that was there was not even capable of getting people out. Any concert I've been to, yes, they're smaller venues, but it's a large man pulling people out of the crowd.
There's just an exit lane that they usually make,
they had it, and I think in that one video you saw that one guy standing up. But I've seen a lot of videos, and they were saying they're very small security guards. A lot of women security guards, women do whatever.
Equal opportunities.
But they're not capable of assisting the crowd that they needed to. There also wasn't enough medical assistance there, but obviously they weren't expecting this to be a mass casualty event to the point that they would need that much medical assistance. I did read another story that there was one person that managed to get out, and they themselves were an ICU nurse trying to help the medics that were there, and they had no supplies.
How big was this? What was there, 100,000 people that showed up?
From what I've seen, it's only been 50,000, but
I said, 50,000.
My numbers could be off.
Right. So let's say we'll just do the round numbers, 50,000 people. You said 550 cops were there.
Mm-hmm.
In a sea of 50,000 people, 550 cops does look
Nothing.
like no cops are there.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. They get lost.
And like
in the
there is one
Yeah.
video
sea of
I
people.
saw with people breaking through security and the cops were on horses. And all that happened was the crowds were scaring the horses.
Were they actually cops too, or were they like
I
security?
think it was the actual cops. It was
So now
actually
let's
Houston PD.
sprinkle in the demoralized state of police throughout the country.
Yeah.
Do you think they really even care to enforce anything
In
at
a blue
concert for
blue
bunch
part of
kids?
Texas.
Right, right. I'm dead serious. You know, what I mean, like
Yeah.
they don't really care. You know, they're getting shit on left and right. So,
But it was literally just like crowds running in. The horses are freaking out because there's just mass groups of people.
Right.
Why are they on horseback? I don't know.
well, yeah,
Horseback is they're good for riot control.
crowd control. Horses are intimidating. They're a good way to like equalize.
Not this crowd.
One person would be like 10 or 15 people.
Like this
with a
crowd
horse.
did not care. They literally just went right through. I think I have another video. Literally, people are falling on top of each other trying to get over this gate. Like there was no crowd control.
Yeah,
and that was also part of the problem. Going back to the victims that we had, there was a 16-year-old. She was one of the first to pass. There was two 21-year-olds. One of them actually was a 27-year-old. He died saving his sister-in-law. So he got her out and he died in return.
This sounds like a literal war zone. Like these people, you know, like under, you know, sniper fire or something. How do you save somebody?
Apocalyptic.
And then you go back and you're dead. I mean,
Yeah.
at a concert, you know, like the Medal of Honor, there shouldn't be any Medal of Honor recipients at a concert.
Purple
Like, if
Hearts.
you get out, you should just get out. But man, that's how dangerous the shit was. That people died
So that
after
was
saving people.
8
That's crazy.
listed right after the show. Last Wednesday, another girl died from her injuries, and her parents are absolutely devastated because that was like her first concert, and they are people that don't go to concerts, never go to concerts. Her sister was there with her. Sister lived, and she passed in the hospital from her injuries. And then, like I said before, we just had the 9-year-old that passed on Sunday from his injuries as well.
Definitely not worth it.
No, it's not. It's awful. And like, you know, I do hope that there's some sort of accountability here. Somebody needs to obviously pay the price for letting that become such a disaster, whether it's Travis
Now
Scott
we gotta
or a
we gotta pay
combination of
close.
everybody.
Yeah,
Good.
we gotta pay close attention to Travis Scott's career from here on out. If he becomes a superstar, I'm calling something suspicious.
Right. Yeah. If he, I mean, he already is a superstar, right? But
Yeah.
I mean, if now he gets like an acting movie career and, you know, now he marries 3 or 4 more Kardashians on top of that
All at once.
we'll know-
Yeah.
Right. We'll know something's up. He definitely sacrificed some people to Moloch or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. You got anything else?
I'm looking through what I got.
Hours and pages of research.
Yeah. I was genuinely impressed at the level of detailed research Shayne did for this.
I had time. But yeah, so I do have the video of him, you know, stopping the show due to his shoe being stolen. I don't know if you guys have seen that one.
I have.
But yeah, it basically just shows that, you know, he was capable of stopping the show if he wanted to. But he didn't want to.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Down. People claiming Travis, go up. Last link on that page.
So I gotcha.
So Travis can stop his show for his shoe.
Get that motherfucker, get him! You tried to take my shoe? You wanna be a thief? Fuck him up! Fuck him up! Fuck him up!
If that's okay with you real quick. Save me this door.
But he can't stop his show for the lives of his fans.
So I mean, yeah, it's hard to say if there was any like malicious intent behind what he did. Do you want to
I don't think it was malicious.
I mean,
intentionally. I don't think anything was intentional.
Sorry, let me clarify.
Like the devil worship.
The shoe, that was malicious intent. He
Yeah.
literally saying, "Fuck the guy up who took my shoe." You're Travis Scott, like you could afford another shoe.
Yeah.
But in terms of the whole, you know, Astroworld death, you know, thing, I don't know. I don't think it was intent. I think it's just negligence. You could maybe even say criminal negligence, maybe, but I don't think like I don't know. I'm not leaning into the fact that like the demons spawn, whatever.
Yeah, a lot of people are basically having a hard time having any, I guess, sympathy for him. Like they don't feel bad for him at all because
no one should.
This isn't the first time that something like this happened, and this time it wasn't him like basically being like, yeah, storm the stage, because he has done that twice, and one time he was actually arrested for it.
Okay. But this must have been really early on in his career.
This was actually a couple years ago.
Was he not that famous yet? Because like normally these guys don't face any penalty for anything. He's elite.
Yeah, he wasn't an elite yet.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. Right. So now he went from being arrested to openly inviting human sacrifice at his show.
So I got Travis Scott arrested in 2017, invited fans to storm the stage and bypass security. This was in Arkansas. Security guard, police, and others suffered injury. The same thing happened in 2015 at Lollapalooza. Guilty for reckless conduct.
Yeah, so I mean that would definitely apply here somewhat. Like there's got to be some level of accountability, like at least like that at minimum.
Yeah,
it's happened before too, right? So there's a precedent.
There's a lot of lawsuits right now happening, so we'll see what happens after that.
All right, I guess we will
Sue him out of a career.
Yeah,
he'll just drop an album, and
he'll
pay for it all.
Actually,
he'll write some songs about it, and people will fall over
I
themselves.
saw a video.
No pun intended. I'm sorry.
EDC just happened, and I guess one of the sets somebody had his song mixed. Everybody stood still. Not a single person moved.
Really?
Because his song came on. Because they were like, nope, this is not happening here too.
So it's interesting. I wonder if like the TikTok backlash is going to like obviously they'll
can TikTok bring them down? Yeah.
Yes, like there'll be a backlash.
Will cancel culture actually take effect?
Yes.
Because that's how it'll be held accountable, but it never sticks.
Maybe, but they'll still keep like promoting him and whatnot. I'm sure
he's gonna go like underground for a while and then like make a reemergence.
Yeah, people forget about this.
The wait for the storm to blow over. Right, it's already out of the news anyway. We got Kyle Rittenhouse and everything.
Yeah, that's happening right now. So once that's over, something else will happen, and something else will happen because it's never ending.
He could pop up a year from now and just drop the two new songs and everybody.
What's gonna happen? Kylie's gonna have her baby.
Right. And
yeah. So, there you go.
And
she'll be celebrated.
And that's gonna be it.
Yeah, I was gonna make the point before. You were talking about how like even Kylie has like the power to like change shit because she's so popular. I remember in the summertime she posted a picture of her basically, like in her bathing suit, and it was like, get vaccinated, and like they sent her the results for how many people got vaccinated off of that one post, and like millions of people got vaccinated off of that one, just because she posted a picture of herself in a swimsuit and asked people to get vaccinated. Like the sheep were like, okay, and they went and did it.
I wonder if that bathing suit was brought to her by Pfizer.
Probably.
It might have been a promotion for her own Kylie swim.
There you go.
Which didn't do well.
Yeah, it's because everyone got vaccinated.
Again, like I said, something bad happens. Everybody hates them for a second, and then something new happens. So she had her swimwear line, and it was complete trash. Shein does better for a $15 bathing suit. Hers were $75, and they were trash. People were like, I can't wear this.
You're paying for the name. You ain't paying.
That's all it is. Like, listen, I'm the biggest makeup person ever. I don't own anything Kylie because I'm not
blasphemy.
I'm not buying cheap makeup because it has her name on it.
I like that. You're taking a moral stand.
Like,
good for you.
What you believe in.
Like, I'm one of those people. Like, I follow a lot of the YouTube drama. I have a lot of palettes from people who are now canceled. Am I going to set my palette on fire? No, they got my money.
Yeah, that's true. Right?
They got my money. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, it's too late. That's
like,
it's amazing that the makeup YouTube world has the power to cancel each other, though.
Oh, you wouldn't.
You've tried to explain it to me, and I fall asleep every time.
The culture war penetrates all. There's nothing.
Yeah.
It misses,
so much.
Put it that way.
It's never ending.
All right, want to wrap this up, Cap? You got any other questions or things you want to dive into? Or
no, this was amazing. All right.
No, I think I'm good.
All right, Doom Nation. Yeah.
Thank you for enlightening us to.
You're welcome. This is what happens when I go down a rabbit hole.
Yeah, I was just gonna say thank you for joining us as we went down the Astroworld rabbit hole. So make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe as always. Doom Nation, thank you so much. Shayne,
Bye.
thank you. It was a great time.
Yes, rest in peace to everybody who died. Obviously, at this
Yes.
event. Terrible. Good night.